morning to everyone. Welcome to the session on essential skills to ace an interview. And I know many of you all here are very talented interviewers, interviewees who are looking for the next job. Right? So hopefully this one will be set the foundation for acing an interview. Right? So who am I? I'm Malcolm. I'm a trainer for this session. And I'm also a headhunter, so I've also been in both sides, interviewing people and also as an interviewee, right? And during my time throughout my career, I had many successes and failures when it comes to interviews. And I thought that the perfect way to actually learn is to really share our insights, right? I think that's the best way really to get some expertise on interviewing. Right, so before we start, can we agree on a few ground rules? So the first one, be on time, right? Hopefully everyone can be punctual, can start the session on time, have breaks on time as well, and leave on time. Okay. Next one, electronic devices. Please keep electronic devices during the session. If you have an emergency call that you need to make, right? Just kindly step outside to make a call. Okay. And of course, again, the way to maximize your learning learning here is really just participate, have fun. Right? So can we agree that we all try to participate as much as we can? And the last one, really when someone's talking, please give him or her the respect he or she deserves, right? Just like how you want someone to listen to you. Okay? So any questions so far? All good? Okay? So a bit of icebreaker now. I've introduced myself very briefly. I would love to just learn more about you guys, right? So you can name one or two things you discovered about yourself during the COVID circuit breaker, aside from introducing your name. That would be fantastic. Okay.
Why do you need an icebreaker? Let's move on with the course.
Yeah, but I just thought it would be a nice personal touch as we progress along the session. Nice to know who you are working with, right? And also get to know the context of why he gives certain examples, right? That will help you better understand and learn from them. Yep. Is that okay with you? Okay. 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 Anyone else? Okay. So maybe let's start with Joy.
Okay. During the circuit breaker, the new hobby that I discovered was to make my own bread. Yeah, and it's quite fun and therapeutic at the same time. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Fantastic. What about you, Chang?
I think for COVID-19, for us, we realized that actually the overall working environment is changing.
Yeah.
So it's a period of adjustment.
Good adjustment for you. Okay. Chang, thank you very much for sharing. What about you, Point?
Just I shared, I lost 10 kg. Over circuit breaker, I think I gained another 7. No, that's a fact, by the way. So
Okay.
yeah, just put on some. I ate a lot more. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. And someone Chinese New Year just
that's right.
happened, right? How about you, Ian?
I also realized I really don't like to go to work, so staying at home was amazing.
I share the same thing. Right? That's
That's a good one.
okay. Good. So it's good to have this very good, comfortable sharing of it by yourself, because during interviews, right, people are invested in knowing about you, right? People are invested in knowing what you've done during this pandemic, because everyone's experiencing the same challenges, right? So I'll get to that later during the session. But of course, this learning for the next day or so, we want to go through with you 2 learning outcomes for this foundational course, right? So number 1 is the non-verbal techniques, really to help impress your interviewers, right? And secondly, which we won't have time for the next 25 minutes, is going through a 1-minute self-introduction of yourself, which is very pivotal in acing an interview, right? But for now, we just focus on the first learning outcome. Okay, so non-verbal techniques to create a positive first impression. When we talk about non-verbal techniques, what are we talking about, right? What's non-verbal in that sense, Joy?
The body language.
Body language, yeah. So it's basically anything that's not using words at all, right? So basically consisting of the body language, right? So why is it important? I know a lot of you are asking yourselves, why do we have to focus on this, right? I can't just go to the juicy bits and how do you answer questions in an interview, right? And let me just set the context here for you guys. So they did there's a survey that was conducted in the Microsoft office, right, the global specialist, recruitment specialist teams, right, and they will ask 3 factors, right, rank according to the importance of it, right. So one of it is the words the candidate says, right. Second one is vocal elements, and the third one is body language. Chang, is there anything I can help you with?
No, thank you.
Okay, sure. So again, words the candidate say, okay. Second one is vocal elements, where how do you, the tone that you use, how you enunciate your words. And third one is body language. Which one of these 3 do you think is the most important that you ranked? Right. Maybe Chang, what about yourself? What do you think is the most important factor?
I think one of the factors could be how the existing candidate can fit into the score requirement.
Into the scope requirement. So it's more of the of your skill sets, is it?
Yeah, skill set.
Okay. But of these 3 elements, so that I hear your point, very good. That's actually a pivotal part of job applications as well. This is for interviews, these 3 factors. If you focus on these 3, which one is the more important ones?
Oh, okay. Maybe what's the candidate says.
Well, what's the candidate say? Okay, let's come back. For you, yourself.
I think all are not important.
All are not important.
So interview like you, interview like you. All
Okay.
these are not important.
Okay, but of all these 3, maybe let's say if not all important, but which is the more important one of the less important ones? What do you think it is?
Well, I really have to choose. Even though they are not important, but I think the body language is probably the more important
Okay,
one.
very good. Okay, very good. Thanks for that. How about you, Ian?
Probably body language lah. They see you before they hear you.
Okay, okay. Interesting. Enjoy. What is that?
Body language.
Body language. Okay. So for those of you who chose body language, very good. So that was the outcome of the survey. 55%, which is more than half of the grading criteria, really is in body language, right? The way, like what Ian mentioned, the way you come in, the way you act, right? Before you even speak, that was more important. The vocal elements that Chang brought up is actually came in very close, second, right? The way you enunciate your words, the way you, the tone that you portray, right? And the words you actually said was surprisingly less than 10%, right? So which is why we want to focus on this part of non-verbal techniques, right? And I just want to give you a few examples. The thing about non-verbal is it can be applied to every part of your life, right? And I attended this seminar by Joe Navarro. He's an American FBI agent, right? What he does is really specializing in, capturing spies or terrorists, right? And some of the things that he actually brought up was, covering your eyes, right? When do you cover your eyes, usually? What situation do you cover your eyes?
When you're not saying the truth.
When you're not saying the truth. So, interesting fact. Actually, it's a good point there because when I cover my eyes, right? Think about it. I'm usually either annoyed at something or usually just bothered by something, right? The paparazzi comes and I just want to cover my eyes, and this was actually shown through a study where they have blind. He was observing blind students, blind children, people who had never seen in their lives before, right? And when they hear something uncomfortable, they don't cover their ears, right? They cover their eyes, right? So how great is it that you ask someone a question, what do you think this is? And he says like, this is a great question, right? And when he covers his eyes, he knows something is wrong. Okay, so again, try to avoid covering your eyes during interviews, for example. First thing, your lips, right? Maybe ask Chang a question. Now, of course, your face, your mouth is covered by a mask, right? But when I ask you a question, then you just want to think, right? What do you do? Right? Your lips, just notice your lips is first, right? So imagine during an interview, right? When you say something during a converse with your interviewer, right? And when you're saying something and your interviewer pursing his lips, right? He has thinking something alternatively, right? Or he disagrees with you. So what a great way when you can just ask him, let me stop here for now. What do you think? Why do you think you may have different thoughts on what I just said, right? So he can actually at least clarify with you. The last one, right? The steeple. Now, most of you don't mind just closing your hands here, like this, right? So you can do. There are many ways you can do this, right? The steeple. You can either lace your fingers together or cross it together, right? Okay. see many leaders doing this, steeple, right? And steeple is really one of the more important nonverbal communications where you portray confidence, right? You access, you amplify your confidence in interview, right? So my encouragement to you guys is that, you do an interview, try to show it, right? Don't do it under the table, don't do it weekly, do it daily when you speak to your friends in your interview, okay? So I know a lot of you all are talented, interviewers yourselves, you throughout your whole career. I would love to do an activity with you, right? So I wanted to divide you guys into team A, right? And team B, right here. Okay? So what I'd love to do is, love you guys to do is just really discuss on some non-verbal techniques based on a given scenario. So team A, you guys are panel interviewers, right? And your job is to really identify some negative non-verbal impressions that people make that turn you off, right? And why does it turn you off, right? Team D, you guys are actually playing the role of candidates, right? And what kind of habits would you want to portray to your interviewers so that you can at least, not say turn them on, but give them a positive impression, okay? So I'm just going to give you guys a quick chat. Sorry, we don't have a chat today due to logistical issues, but if you guys don't mind. Okay. Yeah, don't mind me helping me, thank you. So, love to consolidate answers on the Vanguard sheet here. Write a marker, write with a marker. Okay? And then at the end of 5 minutes, we'd love to have you guys present your answers. Okay? So non-verbal techniques, just imagine from your face all the way to your feet. Right? What are some techniques that you usually see? Very good. This is a very good example there.
This steeple.
Steeple is a good one. You can actually just write that. Yeah, everything okay? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Good. Yeah. Good. Again, think from the head down, right? Think from the head all the way to your feet. What do you think are some things that you observe that might be good, might be bad, right? And don't forget to explain why. And explain it during the presentation itself. Okay? Maybe you just give 1 minute more for the record the answers. It's like team A is ready to present. Okay, team B. Maybe since team A can't see from here, if you can just hold the paper and just show it to them.
Can you see it?
Can you see?
Okay.
Can you see? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So team B, right? You're ready.
So basically, we come up with a few points. We are like an interview candidate, right? So the first point is we got to look at the interviewer's eyes, right, to express their sincerity as well as to express that you're forthcoming, right? Second point is don't hunch. Try to sit a little bit up straight, right? Confidence. Yeah, that will express a bit of confidence. Because hunch is like very negative kind of posture. Right. Third one is put on a steeple. That was actually mentioned in the lecture or presentation earlier. Right. Fourth thing is smile. Right. Because you will make yourself more approachable.
Right.
Yeah. So So I think that's the 4 points we have listed.
So posture, smiles, they will invite openness, invite confidence. Okay, I really like what you all presented. Thank you. Big round of applause for them. Yeah. Joy, come. You're ready.
Thank you.
Okay, first, we realize that the eye contact between the interviewer and the interviewee must be strong. So if there's a weak eye contact, then I think that it's a portrait of lack of confidence between the interviewer and the interviewee. So I think during that kind of session, the body language is slouching, so should be straight body up. So that kind of present a positive attitude when talking to the interviewer. And then of course, the appearance is must be tidy up.
Okay.
If it's untidy, then it gives a very negative impression. What this guy came here for? Is he serious or not, or something like that?
Yeah.
Then of course, if there's some facial expression, frowning, doesn't look happy when the interview asks some question, he feels sensitive, don't want to review all these things, then probably the kind of expression people off. So that's our,
Even no expression, poker face.
Poker face, right?
Yeah.
Then it does invite a bit, oh, what is this guy really?
Yeah, it's like people can't, it gives a very close feeling.
Very good.
It's the direct opposite of our points.
It is actually, which is very interesting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because these are the first things that they stick out to you in the first few seconds, and it comes to you intuitively.
What's more interesting is the order.
Yeah.
That's the order.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Yeah. Oh, okay, very good, very good. Okay, please take a seat and thank you for sharing. Okay, so I really like your explanations throughout all these examples. So, just to summarize, and I think you guys have actually picked up all this, the effects of having highly effective non-verbal cues, right? Increases trust between you and your interviewer and your hiring manager, right? Improves the clarity as well, right? In terms of how much you want to emphasize that certain confidence in you, right? Reassures the interest. And when you smile and you really soak in the persona and of the job description itself, it really shows that, wow, this person's invested in what I have to offer, right? So these are 3 things that keep in mind when you do a non-verbal. These are the effects that you can actually portray. Okay, and if I have to, I know there are quite a lot of non-verbal cues out there, but if I have to summarize 3 important ones, are the ones that you guys actually brought up, right? So I'll use this as an example. PES. For those guys in the Singapore Army, right? Like PES A, PES B, PES C, right? For those of you who are not Singaporeans, this is actually an indicator of your health level during the military, right? So PES, really posture, eye contact, and smile, right? And I would like to do a few exercises with you to further amplify that, right? So can I get all you guys to stand up? Right, stand up, let's do a few exercises to amplify that. So posture, maybe can I have one person to stand beside me? Can I have Ian? Please, Ian, if you don't mind. Thank you, Ian. So I would like everyone to just think of it, monkey bar above you. So Ian, do you mind helping me? Just relax your shoulders a bit. Right, relax, relax. Then just imagine a monkey bar, right? Just in front of, on top of you here. And you're going to grip the monkey bar with your teeth, right? Okay? So luckily the mask is covering you, so you can see. And then you're going to pull yourself up using your teeth, right? So just, so you're going to pull yourself up, and then your neck will move in the neutral position. Notice how your shoulders are brought back, right? Okay, now you bring up. See? Okay, you see the shoulders are moving backwards. The scapula, whole entire scapula, its posture, is moving back a bit. So it helps you initiate a better posture in a sense. Okay, Ian, thanks very much. So it's called a hang by your teeth. Imagine a monkey bar above you. Everyone, can you all try doing it? Then imagine a monkey bar above you. You're going to grip it with your teeth, and you're going to pull yourself up, right? And then see how your whole entire body straightens. Tongue, very good. Joy, I can see you guys doing it. Very well done. Okay? So this is called the hang by your teeth method posture. Now eye contact, right? Eye contact. Now imagine, it's called epoxy eyes, or it's called sticky eyes in fact. So imagine your eyes are glued to the person's eyes all the time, right? And if you actually have to take a break, right? If you have to take a break from looking at his eyes for like the last 10 minutes, right? Just slowly look down the table, right? Look back up, right? 1 second. So only take a 1 second to actually look down, right? But gaze back up again, right? Just nod your head as you do it. Okay, sticky eyes. Any questions so far? Okay. And third one, smile, right? Now I know that you guys can't see you through a mask, but basically what this thing does is when the person approaches, don't smile when you see the person's first thing, right? Try to soak in his persona, right? So you take a 1-2 seconds, stare at him, right? As if he's a friend that you haven't seen for a long time, right? Soak in his persona, and then smile, right? So you gradually smile rather than you from the start you smile. Okay, and a lot of Europeans do that because in Eastern Europe, a lot of them they think of people who smile all the time as idiots, right? So that's a interesting cultural part that I actually learned. So okay, guys, all right. Remember, just practice all these parts, right? And the more you practice, more repetition you do, the better you get at it. Okay. Thank you very much for volunteering. Sit down, please. Thank you. So again, the PASS technique. Can I have you guys to repeat? Okay. So what's P? Posture. Okay. E? Eye contact, which is what you all mentioned. And what's the last one? The smile. Exactly. So P, S, smile. First impressions always count when history comes in. Okay? Okay, so can I just have the last takeaways, what was something new you guys learned today? And what will you do differently, right, in your upcoming interview? Can I start with Chang maybe?
I think the PS you just mentioned, pay more attention to me.
Pay more attention.
Especially, I think when the interview ask question, I think I'll focus on that area where I can actually catch the interviewer's attention.
Yeah, very good. What you doing?
I think overall the power of non-verbal,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that all combined together, whether it's your posture, your contact,
Yeah.
smile, it will really say a lot more than extra than what you say. Yeah,
Mm.
people will be influenced by that more than
Yeah.
what you actually say.
Yeah, very good. Ian?
I kept imagining doing pull-ups with my teeth.
Okay, yeah. And it takes, because it's something I don't do at all, right? But when you actually imagine and visualize it and then you do it, right? You notice actually the whole entire back. Imagine doing a pull-up itself, right? The whole back itself just gets contracted, right? Something to think about. Anything else?
I also thought that that was a good preparation exercise
Yeah.
for the upcoming interview, to set a posture right before you walk into the interview.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for that. And so all these things that you wrote on the blanket sheet, I'll take a picture and I'll upload it on Canvas so that you guys can refresh your memory.
Oh.
Also leave some notes on Canvas as well. And remember, there's a reflection activity on Canvas. Remember, complete it. Describe the 3 non-verbal techniques that can apply to interviews. Okay, right. So that's about it. Thank you very much for your time, guys, and have a good weekend.